What is up, you guys, and welcome to today's ThoughtLoad. I am your host, Tyler, be your tour guide through today's episode. First things first, last time I talked about another podcast, the Real AF podcast by Andy Frisella. Hope you guys check that out. Would love to hear what you guys thought of his episode of the 3 lies that we tell ourselves that sabotage our productivity and success. And it steals something from Andy. He does something on his show that I really like and something I want to implement a little bit here. And he calls it paying the fee. Right, just like this podcast is free. We don't run ads. We don't run any marketing thing to boost views or anything like that. This podcast is organically driven in terms of growth. And when he talks about paying the fee, that's if you come across an episode, whether it's this one, a past one, or a future episode that has a positive impact on your life, whether it gives you some new ideas that you can take and run with, or you think about something a different way, or whatever you might gain from it, please pay the fee and share it. Share it with somebody else that you might think can benefit from the episode that you enjoyed, and that helps us, and you in turn might be able to help somebody else. So that's what we're about. That's what we want to do. So pay the fee if you can. That's all we ask. But get into today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about something that I think if you do any reading in the personal growth field or self-help field, something I've read a lot and you may have come across is that we're pretty much the sum of the average of the 5 closest people that we spend most of our time with. And that's when it comes to net worth, comes to the quality of our relationships, comes with our lifestyle and our fitness and our health. Most of the time, we are that sum and the average of those 5 closest people. And while intuitively that made sense to me, I really didn't experience that until earlier this morning. So, quick story, me and my master's program advisor were going down to Cincinnati this morning to look at some of our research plots and do a couple things, shoot some video for a blog post that we're putting together. And on the way down, we had some good scientific conversation, right? Just about research ideas, new potential projects, just some other things. And that was a topic that I wasn't very super enthused about recently. It just I don't want to think about other things and add more work to the plate. Wasn't getting super interested in reading up on some certain things that I could be looking at, and just not super enthusiastic about it all in general. But as we got to talking and after we drove down, did our stuff, came back, had another good conversation coming back, I was like, man, I'm kind of amped up. Like I want to look at a couple of these things. I want to experiment a little bit, feel free to fail forward and mess some stuff up and figure things out in the process. And, something I just hadn't felt before. And so I was thinking about that, and that reminded me of that story of we're some of the 5 closest people that we hang out with a lot. And it occurred to me that the more conversations that I would have with him or other people that are research minded and in our industry and our field of turf grass, the more aptitude and the more drive I might have to do more things. And it just reminded me of the fact that had I not had that conversation with him, I wouldn't feel as enthusiastic or driven to do any of that stuff. And then thinking back, like we've had similar conversations before and I had felt the same way afterwards. but those feelings are fleeting. And so when we don't surround ourselves with the people that are doing the things or pursuing the same things that we want to and that we want for our lives, we might get a taste of that from a stranger or somebody that we don't have much contact with, but then that feeling goes away. And we're right back to the old style of thinking and just being a little below average or just average thinking in that area. And I really think that applies to everywhere else. Yeah, after coming to that realization and thinking about it, I thought back on a lot of other conversations I've had with other people about various things, whether it be people that are really into their health and fitness, and I'm just asking them what they do and how should I go about doing achieving the goals that I want, fitness and health wise. And you get really excited and whatnot, and then you don't talk to them for a while, and those things can go away. So really the message today is whatever it is that you're pursuing, to get better at, whether it's to lose some weight, whether it's to learn some new stuff, whether it's to find some rejuvenation in your career field and start thinking outside the box again and not taking it as a mundane daily task. If you're trying to increase your wealth or salary, increase the quality of your marriage, you need to find those people that exhibit those qualities that we want and have regular contact and conversation with them. Because if you want to increase the quality of your marriage or your relationship, and you're hanging around people that talk poorly about their spouse, whether they really mean it or not, you can start to have those same feelings, those same thoughts. I'll give you an example. The other day we were out we were setting up some other research studies, had to put up this rain out shelter house. It's hot as all get out the other day. And afterwards, one of the guys was like, I'm definitely grabbing a 6-pack on the way home because today was brutal. And that to me, because that is something that I have said many times. Anytime I had a hard day or worked hard, it was like, you know what? I'm going to stop at the gas station or the store, going to grab a couple sodas and relax tonight, because that's what I feel that I need to cope with the difficult day, right? And now, like that's a path that I'm trying to close. Like I don't want that to be a coping mechanism to every time I feel like I did good work or had a rough day or physically exerted myself a lot. I don't want to fall back to let's grab a 6-pack or a couple of drinks from the gas station or stop somewhere on the way home and relieve that stress, right? I've wanted to close that path. But hearing that, all of a sudden, that's what I want. I was like, man, that sounds really good. I might have to do that too. And so it's just an example of when we surround ourselves with people that are continuing behavior that we're trying to eliminate, it doesn't mean that we can't be around them or we can't still be friends with them. Hell, it might even be some family members. But when we're trying to close those pathways, we don't want to have more triggers. We don't want to continue to be around those things all the time. But we want to want to surround ourselves with the people that are aspiring to do the things that we want. So if we want that increased quality of marriage or a relationship, we need to be around people that talk positively about their spouse, right? I mean, it's kind of common sense, but it doesn't happen very often that we reshape our close-knit circles to align with things that we want to move forward with in our lives, right? If we want to lose some weight, get in better shape, start taking our health and vitality seriously, we can't be around people all the time that want to stop for fast food and go to the bar all the time and do these things and continuously might try to lose a little bit of weight, but then have a few cheat meals and try to derail you while they're derailing themselves. I mean, these things are very, very real, and I've experienced a lot of them over the last handful of years. And so the moral of the story today is surround yourself with the people that are going to improve your quality of life. The more conversations, the more you can be around those people that are doing the things that you're trying to do, have already accomplished them, you're going to have a continuous input of that positive emotion, that positive feeling that's going to keep you on the right track to accomplishing those goals. And so with that, we'll close out. Thank you guys for listening to this week's ThoughtLoad. Stay tuned for next week's episode. And remember, pay the fee if you feel so fit. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of the week, good weekend, and as always, begin the duel, win the day.